Holy shit, is that Origin? Oh, it's not out yet. Oh damn, I didn't see you guys there. I know. I've been just as impatient for Axie Origin as you guys have been. Unfortunately though, I can't control the release of Origin like our Lord and Savior, Papi G-Hodes. But what I can do for you guys is give you guys a little insight to what we're cooking in the dark laboratory. Oh shit, sorry about that guys. I know it's a bit dusty in here, but I swear all of our theory crafting and breeding equipment are still in tip-top condition. I've been seriously racking my brain and gathering all the information I can in preparation for the new Axie V3 launch. Before I show you my new creations though, let's take a look at what I found digging into the metaverse. So as some of you may know, Shade has been dropping loads of little leaks here and there, and he knows his stuff as he's the product lead of Axie Infinity. He's really worked on the game firsthand. Big shout out to the Guillotine, by the way, as he was able to compile a bunch of the info that was provided by Shade himself. So let me show you guys some of the more important findings. So the rock, paper, scissors concept and all those mechanics have been completely removed, and in its place have come charms and rune system. It seems that there will be a big focus on purity, which by the way has been changed to be out of 7 instead of out of 6 as it was back in V2. According to Shade, the purer the Axie, the greater the synergy of charms and runes. It also seems that all Axies will all have 320 HP. There will be no more stats, and so speed, skill, HP, morale, it's all irrelevant now. Turn order is also now not based on speed, but will be random, and the individual who goes second will receive an additional energy. So remember that before I show you some of these creations, we cannot have any more aping. This is not financial advice and is only speculation. Do not risk losing money you are not okay with losing. Remember that guys. So let's get into some of the builds that we've been testing out in the dark training facilities. These guys are absolute monsters, by the way, be careful. The first build we have here is the very exciting bug tank build. I call it the bug bomb build. This bug would most likely be played at like a bruiser, but would not play like your typical tank. The main focus for this build is to play around the square teeth card and truly maximize the value of it. Let's take a look at what square teeth actually does. If initial, deal bonus damage equal to current shield. This means that if you play this as your first card of the turn, you will be able to proc its effect. Now this brought up a big question. How will you be able to get shield if you can't play other cards first? Let's take a look at Bumpy first of all. This card was really interesting when it came out. Whenever you play a card this battle, this Axie gains 10 shield. This suggests that shield may carry over to new rounds. Otherwise, it wouldn't make that much sense if it went away after you play a card every single turn. Now, if that's the case, this means that you can actually build up shielding on your bug, and if your enemy doesn't decide to remove your bug shield, you can punish them by dealing massive damage with square teeth. So, how can you best maximize the use of square teeth now in this comp? Out of all the horn, back, and tail cards that would best combo with this build, we believe that having Fishknack and Snail Shell is a must. Those two are definitely the best secret shielding cards for the bug classes. And then for the horn card, we think that having either Leaf Bug or Bumpy would be very viable. This way, you'll be mostly bug parts to maximize the charm synergy while having many cards that provide shielding and secrets effects. So now you have all these cards that provide shielding to your bug and secrets that will punish your enemy for attacking you. But the best part too is that if your opponent ignores your bug, you can build up shielding and hit them with square teeth for massive damage. This means your opponent is forced to choose between two poor choices. You gotta watch them panic. Recommended teammates that would work really well with this bug Axie would be any kind of Axie that can make use of the pressure that the bug Axie provides, such as DPS beasts or damage-based reptiles or any other kind of squishy glass cannon. The build that you would optimally want to see is square teeth, leaf bug or bumpy, snail shell, fish snack, and then for your eyes and ears, it could be any bug eyes and ears. Now, let's go over to the aqua section, guys. We actually have two sweet builds for the aquas. Some of our original specimens mutated during the initial testing phases, and we ended up with a healing aqua and a full combat aqua. The first one we want to showcase is the double anemone build. Yes, you heard me correct, boys. The double anemone is back in V3, baby! Let's first take a look at the 2 anemone cards. Whenever this is drawn, heal 20 HP. This means the name of the game is maximizing card draw. You want to maximize the card draw efficiency so we can continuously draw anemone cards non-stop. So this is where the banish effect comes into play. This is why banish is such a great effect for this kind of deck or this kind of comp. If you've ever played any sort of card game such as Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering, you'll know that the banish pile consists of cards that are removed from play and not to be redrawn ever again.
Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
This means that you can thin out your deck of all the cards that consist of banished cards, which is why we think partnering the double anemone with these 3 cards would be optimal. Telescope, Goda, and Nemo. So as you can see, all 3 of these cards have the banish effect, and it has been known that there will only be 1 copy of each card in the deck, which means that you can guarantee the draw of 2 anemone cards every single turn, allowing you to heal every single turn. The main drawback of this build is that even if you draw both anemones, you would only be able to heal around 40 HP. Unless there are charms that increase healing, there's no way that 40 HP would be enough to counter the enemy's damage. Other alternatives to the tail and mouth cards would be Wall Gecko to reduce the incoming damage, or opting for Catfish to increase the amount of healing. If the double anemone build is not your cup of tea, don't worry. This is why we have another build in mind, which is called the 1-turn kill face rush aqua build. These guys were the craziest batches of the aquas that we had. This build really focuses on the powerful effect of Show Star, which reads, if the target has no more than 120 HP, kill it instantly.
Finish him!
And that also means if they have shield, doesn't matter, they're dead. This card is a finisher card and plays a crucial role in the face rush aqua build. You guys might be saying, okay, Dark Roamer, you've shown us this all-powerful card. Now, how do you play with it and how do you maximize its usage? Well, that's very simple. As the name suggests, this is a build where you rush at the enemy and try to mow them down as fast as possible. So here we recommend having Nemo for the extra energy and the card draw, as well as some good damage cards such as Risky Fish, Lamb, Perch, or Goldfish. Any of these 4 would be really good. I personally like the Risky Fish and the Goldfish combo, as 1 Risky Fish and 2 Goldfishes can bring the enemy down to 120 HP while allowing you to get some really good extra card draw, because that's a really important part of this build. Getting the right cards and being able to have that energy to one-shot an enemy in 1 turn. That's why Telescope would be the most likely recommended eye part as well, because you want to increase the thinning of the cards within your deck and you want to have that card search effect. It's so useful if you're lacking a Show Star or a Risky Fish or just something you need in general to deal out that damage to one-shot your enemy. So if you're wondering how to build a team around the face rush aqua, look no further. You need 3 of these bad boys. We talking about triple aqua, boys. Triple aqua. 3 Show Stars in your deck. A double or triple aqua comp would be the best optimal strategy in my opinion. You could have, a double aqua with maybe a tank in the front, but you want to have as many Show Stars and as much of that face rushing capabilities as possible within your whole team. So now let's go on over to the beast section. Shout out to Professor Anos because he's been pumping our beast subjects with some kind of crazy drug. I have no idea what it's called. He calls it RAGE. No idea what it does though. Some say that once you have enough rage, these Axies will go into fury mode that allows it to do massive damage. So the main focus on the beast build would be on the rage gameplay mechanic and doing large amounts of damage once built up enough rage. Currently, we have Little Branch and Confident, which provide rage and would likely be a main component of the build. The primary focus would be maximizing the use of Little Branch's effect. Gain 1 rage per 1 alive ally, including summons. This is huge as we can potentially build up 6 stacks of rage with a single card. Confident is great as well because it grants you rage for 0 energy and can provide a debuff cleansing, which we believe will be highly valuable given the sheer number of debuffs found within the Origin game. For the back and tail cards, we think it's important to have damage dealing cards, as the mouth card and the horn card would be used for gaining rage. If you don't have any damage in the back and tail, your whole build doesn't have damage, except like Little Branch, but you're using that to gain rage anyways. We would think Risky Beast and Hair would probably be best to help you one-shot the enemy Axie in a single round. Regarding the eyes and ears, you would most likely want to have some kind of part related to rage or cards that provide summons such as Robin to help with the amount of rage generated from Little Branch. Let me show you some of our more exotic beast builds and rare specimens. I introduced the Triple Nut! We took 2 Nut and we gave him the Dark Immune Serum. And it seems like he ended up growing a 3rd nut. This monstrosity has triple the power and has triple the testosterone. He has the capability to absolutely destroy everything in front of it. The main focus of this build is to maximize the effect of the Nutcracker card. All Nutcracker cards gain 6 damage this battle once played. Therefore, you would obviously want all 3 Nutcracker cards and any other cards that provide card draw such as Hero. The increase of card draw will allow you to go through your deck quicker and use Nutcrackers more frequently. The Horn card of choice will most likely be Dual Blade, as it helps tearing down shielded units with the Fragile effect. Assuming we are able to shuffle through the deck twice, and all 3 Nutcracker cards are used each time, this would mean that each Nutcracker card would deal 96 damage. That's 3 times 2 times 6 plus 60 base stat, which is an insane amount of damage for 1 energy.
Oh, that's a lot of damage!
You won't have to worry about those pesky plants or those tanky reptiles, as this bad boy will one-shot them all for sure. My recommended Axies to pair up with these ferocious beasts would be any Axies that can help delay the enemy and allow the beast to really snowball and set up their combos. So I would recommend any aquas that can delay the enemies, or any plants that can increase your card draw and provide stalling, such as, using taunt like Cattail. That brings us to the end of our tour, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed our content. If you guys want a part 2, please like and subscribe. I've got to go back to fusing and breeding, and hopefully I'll have some poisonous plants and some dinosaur builds ready for you guys when you guys come back next time.